KITV4 Island News Midday.
Coming up at noon, breaking news to report to you. Sentencing has been handed down for the driver found guilty of killing Kaulana Warner, which sparked a historic pedestrian safety law. We'll tell you how long Maisha Lee Armitage will spend behind bars. Plus, we'll show you how many unaccompanied children have entered the U.S. without immigration documents and have been moved to Hawaii. Mahalo for tuning in to KITV4's Island News Midday on this Friday, November 1st. I'm Lindsey Fukano. We do start now with breaking news. This midday, the woman found guilty in the fatal hit and run involving Kaulana Warner has just been sentenced. Warner was just 19 years old when he was killed crossing Farrington Highway in Nanakuli. Maisha Lee Armitage was convicted for negligent homicide and leaving the scene back in August. Armitage can receive a maximum of 10 years in prison. Since Kaulana Warner's death, his family has advocated for new pedestrian safety laws, doubling the maximum amount of jail time for guilty hit-and-run drivers. And now to an update on the Green Auto Recycling Center fire. One of two employees who suffered severe burns has died. And according to police, the second man is still in critical condition. The fire in Campbell Industrial Park happened around 1 yesterday afternoon. And when Honolulu fire crews arrived, multiple cars were burning and plumes of thick black smoke could be seen from miles away. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. And we do have some more breaking news to report to you this midday. Democrat presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke dropping out of the 2020 bid. O'Rourke tweeted today a thank you to all of his followers. He writes his campaign has always been about seeing clearly, speaking honestly, and acting decisively. O'Rourke had been struggling to break through a crowded Democratic field, and he entered the race in March. The family of a man who was hit by an Oli bus and later died is suing both the driver and his employer, JTB Hawaii. According to police, 76-year-old Ernest Orata was hit by a bus in Kaka'ako last November, and the driver, David Metz, pleaded not guilty to negligent homicide. The lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. We reached out to JTB Hawaii for comment, but have not yet heard back. And the man charged with a deadly stabbing at the Nu'uanu YMCA pleaded not guilty in court. According to court documents, 32-year-old Robert Midday was arguing with Ryan Cavalier before he stabbed him in the neck and the head back on August 18th. Midday is being held on $500,000 bail, and his trial is set for January 6th of next year. Another major blaze puts firefighters in Southern California on their heels, and this coming despite a break in weather conditions that could actually help those battling more than a dozen wildfires up and down the state. Karen Kaifa has the very latest now.
Flames light up the darkness. A new wildfire erupted overnight in Southern California while firefighters hope for the best amid a challenging week.
We are in the middle of a big fight. We are about a week into this, and the end is not yet in sight.
The Maria fire in Ventura County, just one of more than a dozen that have burned tens of thousands of acres up and down the state this week. Slightly improved conditions for firefighters were expected Friday. Wind speeds in Southern California, for example, forecasted far slower than the hurricane-force gusts earlier in the week. Still, red flag warnings are in effect. Conditions like wind, humidity, and temperature are ripe for fires, and millions are on alert.
Everybody here in California, they are on their toes for anything that can happen, any little spark.
In Riverside County, police said Friday the 46 fire east of Los Angeles was sparked by the damaged tires of a car involved in a police pursuit. And in the northern portion of the state's largest active fire, the Kincaid fire, continues to burn parts of Sonoma County. CAL FIRE expressing optimism about the fight Friday.
Overall, the fire looks very, very good. I spoke with the air attack supervisor last night, and his comment was everything looks good on the perimeter.
That blaze has been going since last Wednesday. I'm Karen Kaifa reporting.
We'll turn now to our local weather. Here's a live look at Hilo Bay right now from our Hilo Hawaiian hotel camera. Meteorologist Paul Drews is in now for Tasia Worley. Paul?
After a sunny...
Paul, thank you. On your crime watch, police are looking for a man who robbed a convenience store Halloween night. This happened in Kalihi just before 11 p.m. And according to police, the suspect pulled out a knife and demanded money from the cashier. That was a 58-year-old woman. The suspect took the money and got away, and no one was injured and no arrests have been made. Anyone with information can call Crime Stoppers. Over on Maui, police are looking for a robbery suspect. Police responded to a call at a retail business on Front Street in Lahaina last night. A sales clerk says a man with a gun wearing a Halloween costume with a dark-colored robe and mask demanded merchandise and ran off. Anyone with information should call Crime Stoppers. Over on the Big Island, police arrested 4 women at a home on Ahulani Street in Kona on Wednesday. While executing a search warrant, police found more than 70 grams of heroin and smaller amounts of crystal methamphetamine. They were all charged with promotion of a dangerous drug, and bail varies from $10,000 to $14,000. Well, Hawaii U.S. Senator Brian Schatz is fighting for federal funding for a beetle battle on the Big Island. The invasive Australian longhorn beetle is killing crops like the citrus, palm, kukui, cacao, and breadfruit trees. The Puna Chocolate Company says it's already destroyed 20% of its cacao yield, while the Department of Agriculture claims Hawaii is the first place in the world that this beetle's become a danger to the environment.
The potential range could be really large because there's a lot of plants that we know they're feeding on that aren't related to each other, which is a little atypical. So we really don't know what kind of impacts it'll have across the board.
There's also fear mango, lychee, or other fruit trees could get damaged. Over the past year, 15 unaccompanied children who entered the U.S. without immigration documents have been moved to Hawaii to wait out the process. That's all according to our partners at the Civil Beat. Since last October, the U.S. Office of Refugee Resettlement reports more than 69,000 unaccompanied minors have entered the country. Dating back to 2014, Hawaii has accepted 34 of them, most of whom are living in the islands with family. A California couple needs help finding a special stuffed animal stolen while they were vacationing in Hawaii. And Jumi Kim and her husband want the person who stole this stuffed bunny to return it after it was taken away from a rental car near Makua Cave. Kim says it was a gift she gave to her 15-month-old niece, Evie, who recently passed away from sudden unexplained death syndrome. The couple saying that after her death, they bring the bunny everywhere to remember her.
It's the last thing that I have of her, and along with the bunny is a necklace that my sister-in-law had made for me. It has a lock of her hair that was cut off actually the day that she passed.
And the couple says they will not pursue charges to whomever did this. They want back the bunny, no questions asked. Well, a heads up to drivers in Kaneohe. Road work on Kamehameha Highway from Haiku Road to He'ea Boat Harbor is scheduled to start Monday. And this is from 8:30 in the morning to 3:30 in the afternoon, Mondays through Fridays. If necessary, weekends from 9 in the morning to 5. The project is scheduled to be complete by next March. Still to come, it's a record-breaking day on Wall Street. What the latest jobs report has to do with it, coming up on KITV4 Island News Midday.
Use the Spectrum TV app and watch live TV anywhere around Hawaii. by Hamada Financial Group.
Welcome back. The October jobs report is out, and investors are breathing a sigh of relief because it's better than expected. U.S. employers added 128,000 jobs last month, and that's all according to the Labor Department. The unemployment rate rose slightly to 3.6%, while the U.S. lost 36,000 manufacturing jobs last month, all because of the GM strike that was going on. But economists say now that the strike is over, the jobs should bounce back by this month. And meanwhile, U.S. stocks opened at all-time highs today after the positive jobs report. And we'll break down the closing numbers in the next 2 minutes. 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 Nestle is recalling some of its cookie dough products because of possible rubber contamination. The recall covers some easy-to-bake refrigerated Nestle Toll House cookie dough bars, along with tubs and tubes that were sold in the United States and Puerto Rico. So far, no illnesses or injuries have been reported from the recalled products. And if you have one of the items affected, the company says to throw it away, but also says to keep your proof of purchase and contact Nestle Consumer Services. Well, today, Apple is rolling out its long-awaited streaming service, Apple TV+, and the company is reportedly spending $6 billion on content to get you to sign up for the $4.99 a month service. Apple TV Plus is also hoping star power will win over customers. A-listers like Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and Steve Carell are just some of the actors Apple has courted. And then there's Oprah, who signed a multi-year deal to produce documentaries with the company. You could get the service for free for a year with the purchase of an iPhone, iPad, and several other Apple gadgets. Well, one meal has made kids very happy for 4 decades now. The McDonald's Happy Meal is celebrating its 40th anniversary. And to mark the milestone, McDonald's is bringing back some old school Happy Meal toys. Beanie Babies, the Hamburglar, and Power Rangers. Just some of the retro toys that'll be making a comeback. So if you do want to grab one, you better act fast. The toy lineup returns November 7th through the 11th. Well, stocks did rally sharply today as the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ Composite both closed at a fresh all-time high. And the Dow also rallied, ending just below 12 points below its July record. And that's all thanks to a better-than-expected jobs report, as we just reported to you here on KITV4. All 3 indexes ended the week in the green. And for the S&P, it was the 4th straight week in a row of gains. It was the 5th for the NASDAQ. And you could see right here, the Dow did close up by more than 300 points, up by 1.11%. We'll go back outside now with a live look at the windward side from our Windward Mall camera. Our Paul Drews is back in with a look at today's forecast. Paul, how's it shaping up?
Light winds help lead to...
Paul, thank you. Teens are spending even more time on devices, and that doesn't include time spent looking at screens for school. Mandy Gaither has more on the uptick in teen screen time in today's Medical Minute.
KITV4.
Still to come, an owl has to be rescued from a truck's grill. And soon there will be fresh baked cookies in deep space. Those strange stories still to come on KITV4 Island News.
Be a part of the legendary KSA.
3-2. Here it is! The Washington Nationals are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
New at midday, Hawaii's Kurt Suzuki and his Washington Nationals are getting ready for their World Series championship parade tomorrow. And Suzuki, the Baldwin grad and now world champion, is keeping his off-season much the same, making it a point to come back home to the islands.
Yeah, definitely. I'm coming home. You know, obviously I have the baseball clinic that I do every single year, so you know, we'll see. I mean, it's almost Thanksgiving. You think about it. But you know, I'm definitely gonna come home. We have the baseball clinic. I want to see, you know, my family and friends and everybody in Hawaii about this. So I might make a sneak peek back home before. I just gotta kind of play it out and play it by ear and see what happens. Then try to get the kids back to school and get on a routine again. But I'm definitely coming home.
And we'll hear more from Suzuki tonight during KITV4 News at 6. And we do have more good news to report to you. An update on KITV4's Island Idol contestant winner, Rachel Faith Javier, who is moving on to the next round of American Idol auditions. Javier flew to Hollywood to meet with the producers, and she will now get the chance to audition for American Idol judges Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, and Luke Bryan. Congratulations to Rachel and best of luck. Well, talk about a little too close for comfort. A Southwest couple got a little too up close and personal with an owl when it flew headfirst into their truck and got stuck there. Jeremy Roth has more.
An Arizona couple was understandably startled when an owl